All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for attending. Today, I'm going to be presenting you a framework for creating a Keycloak theme. So in practice, it's a tool that you use if you want to customize any UI that Keycloaks offer. So this covers the login pages, login and register page, but also the admin console where users go to update their profile information or update their password, and also the emails that Keycloak sends to update password or confirm email, and recently even the admin theme, so the configuration UI that you all know. So I'm going to try not to bore you to death. So instead of making a very long ass review of all the features of Keycloakify, I'm going to try and create a login account and admin theme in under 20 minutes in front of you. Um, okay, so first step, we have to select one of the three supported UI framework. And just to be clear, this is largely due to the community, the contribution of the community that we have Angular and Svelte now, but it's very recent. And another point is that many people perceive Keycloakify as the tool that you use if you want to customize the page at the component level. But if you just want CSS customization, you're better off with the built-in theme system. I'm going to try to convince you that even if you just want shallow configuration, Keycloakify is a great tool and you should use it for any of your configuration customization needs. Okay, so I just cloned the Keycloakify starter repo. Keep in mind that you can install Keycloakify directly in your web project and design your page just like if they were part of your application by reusing your components that you already have. But here we're going to start from scratch, create a standalone Keycloak theme. So I'm going to install the, sorry? Oh, yeah, sure. Thank you for telling me that. All right. Zoom in. Okay. Is that zoomed enough? Oh, maybe I can switch to light mode and it will be theme, toggle. All right. I think this will be better. Okay. So first thing I want to do is set up the test file so that I can run my theme outside of Keycloak, because this is very important. You don't want to have to reproduce the whole authentication flow each time you want to change color somewhere. So Keycloakify add story, and you ask to select between all the available test pages. So I want to design the login and register page. So it adds some test file, and now I can start my test environment. We use Storybook that enables us to preview the page in isolation. And here we have the page that we can preview the register and the login page without a Keycloak running. So let's start customizing, shall we? So I open the inspector, and let's say I want to add a border to this header here. So I can inspect this component and see that there is a KC something, in this case, KC form header class that is assigned to it. Every component have standardized classes that don't have any style attached to them. They are just here so you can target the component and have your own style on it. So I'm just going to create main.css file and just target the class that I just created and border a 10 pixel solid red, save, and of course, sorry, stress of being live, but I have to import the CSS in the index, otherwise it doesn't work. And here, sure enough, I have my border. So Now let's do an actual customization that everyone wants to do. It is to like change the background image that is on the, like, if I inspect, it should be on the body. If I'm not, yeah, body, I should have, yeah. Here we have the background image. So what I will do is I will copy this asset folder where I've prepared a few images and paste it into my project here. And I want to set this background uh, in my custom theme. So save a few keystroke. I have KC body class. Yeah, I should copy. All right. I apply the custom style to KC body class, and here I have my custom background that is applied. All right. So next step now would be to customize the buttons. We want to change all the buttons here. We can see it's KC button class. So I can just use some very classic CSS to apply on the over and active, and add here my style for the buttons, and here I have my call button. All right. And maybe third customization that everyone wants to do is replace the My Realm here by the company logo. And now I want to show you another way. I could do it with CSS like I just did, but let's say I want to customize at the HTML level. I want to replace this plan here by image element. So to do that, I can just ask Keycloakify to eject some pages. So npx Keycloakify, eject page, and it's gonna ask me to select, sorry, select, yes, one of the, among one of the available page, which one I want to customize at the component level. And here I want to customize the template, which is common to every page. It's the frame that is around the card. So I click enter, and now I get the template file in React because I selected React in the beginning, and I can replace this pan. So I will just import X from assets, and it's logo SVG. All right, I'll say logo SVG URL. Okay, and here I'm gonna do is an image source logo SVG URL. Thank you, Copilot. Width 250 and clutch. All right. And I have my custom logo here by owning the template. All right. So now that my theme looks great, well, right, I wouldn't say that, but it looks like it's working. Let's try if it's actually working in real condition. So I'm gonna do Keycloakify start Keycloak. All right. And here I'm asked to select with what version of Keycloak I want to test. So I select version 26. And here, what it's doing, it's spinning a Docker container of Keycloak in the background with everything configured. And my theme is preloaded with hot reloading enabled. So if I change anything, I can see the result live if I just reload the page. So here I can just click on this test application, and I'm redirected to my theme that I can test on my localhost 8080. And I can do test user password 123, and here I am. I'm connected with the test application. So voila. Next step is, now that I've done very extensive testing, I can be very confident that I can ship this to prod. So to ship to production, I can just run yarn build Keycloak theme, and this, if I fix the TypeScript error, because I removed the line and I forgot that this variable wasn't used anymore. So okay, I build, and what this does, it creates a standard Keycloak extension that I can just import into Keycloak. It's a jar field here in this Keycloak, but here you see it generates two jars because the key focus of Keycloakify is to make sure that your theme will work with any version of Keycloak down to version 11, and will still work with version of Keycloak that are not released yet. So we really want that if you create a theme, it doesn't become a liability for you. So to achieve these things, we have to, well, create different jars that you have to deploy depending on what version of Keycloak you target. But this is why you have two jars here. But beside this, it's totally transparent. You can just assume that you are building for Keycloak 26 at all time. All right. I gonna git commit IAM update. All right. Now I'm gonna try and show you a feature that is very much enjoyed by the Keycloakify community, which is to be able to, you see, you have a realm and you have multiple applications on this realm, but you want slightly different logging pages depending on the application, but you don't want to create a new theme just for changing, for tweaking just some little stuff. So with Keycloakify, you can just do theme name and say, for example, vanilla and chocolate. Instead of having a single name, I will start my test environment again. Yeah, yarn storybook. Okay. And now what it does is, if, for example, here in my templates, I want to have different logo depending on what variant of the theme is enabled, I can, okay, so import logo chocolate PNG URL from asset logo chocolate PNG. All right. And here, instead of having just logo SVG URL, I can have a condition and say, okay, which, so switch KC context theme name. Which theme name is currently enabled? If it's vanilla, then I want to use logo SVG URL. If it's chocolate, I want to use logo chocolate. So here it still works, but I can't not yet preview chocolate. So what I do is I create a new story. So now it's an opportunity to show you what the stories are. The stories are just you overwrite some properties of the default mock. So for example, the with social provider generate this with social provider, where you can see all the provider. Okay, so you can like create little scenario where your page are displaying different configuration. And here I want to create a new scenario where instead of default, default show collate. And what I will override from the KC context default is theme name. And here, no, vanilla is the default. And I want to do chocolate here. I save. And voila, here I got placeholder. And here I get Acme, all right? And let's say I want to change the background depending on the variant that is enabled. I can very easily do that as well. Just have to copy the main here, and instead of having main, I can have main vanilla, all right? And main chocolate.css. And I say, okay, this KC button, I want to be common for all my variants of my theme, but vanilla will have just this background. And here I'm gonna add import URL main.css. All right. vanilla will have this background, and chocolate will have this background instead. And I'm gonna change the background. Background chocolate.png. And here, when instead of importing statically the KC page, okay, instead of importing main, since I'm in React now, this is, by the way, the only React that you will write if you do CSS only customization. Here I do use effect, all right, and I gonna import depending. So switch KC context, which theme name. If it's chocolate, I import main chocolate.css break, and if it's vanilla, I import, yes, okay, I import vanilla. And sorry, it was a bit long, but now you can see I have different background depending on what variant is enabled. And concretely, how can I test this in Keycloak? So I'm gonna start Keycloakify start Keycloak again. I'm gonna select Keycloak 26. And by the way, each time I restart the start Keycloak, all the configuration that I can have changed in the admin UI are saved here in the realm Johnson JSON that is in your project. So okay, I access. So now I got the vanilla theme, but if I access the admin console, admin, come on, admin, all right, and I go to my realm setting, theme. Here I could choose to enable chocolate at the realm level, but usually what you want to do is for a specific client, you want to override the default logging theme that you have enabled on the realm. And here I want to save chocolate. And if I reload, voila, I have my variant that is enabled. All right, so that's it for the logging theme. Now I'm gonna git add a git commit and update. And now I'm gonna try and demonstrate the account theme. All right, so if I want to start an account theme, I will do npx Keycloakify initialize account theme. And here I'm asked to select between two different implementations. So there's the single page one that is the modern version that comes with Keycloak recent, but it's in React and it hasn't really been designed to be customizable just at the CSS level, like the logging pages. So we have support for this, but we have also support for the multi-page that is just like the logging page. It's a fork that we maintain, and it enables people that use Angular or Svelte or just want to do CSS customization to still be able to create a theme with their technology. But here I'm going to show you the latest and greatest with the single page. And what this command does is it adds to your project every dependencies that the Keycloak team use to create their UI. And it will create in your repo, account directory. And you might be afraid to say, oh no, but I don't want to maintain all this. No, sign me out. But don't worry, it's not really yours. Those are just proxy files. Let me show you. npx Keycloakify start Keycloak. In this mode, we don't really need a storybook. We can just use the like run Keycloak and have hot module reloading enabled because it's not a flow. Very inconvenient to send yourself an email, confirm, just to see what the configuration, the confirm email page looks like. but we don't have this problem with the account. So, okay, by the way, you see it remembered that I changed to chocolate, the default theme. So there is persistent here. And so, okay, test user, password 123, all right. And here I have a convenient link to direct me to the account UI. And this is my account UI that is running. If you don't trust me, I can do console log hello world here, and you should see here hello world. So this is my code now. Well, not really my code, because if you see on the left, those are grayed out files. And when they display like that in VS Code, it means that they don't belong to the repository. They are just here so you can see them and see what is there to modify. But like, for example, if I delete all this, I just like reinstall the dependency yarn, and the file magically reappeared. So it's not my file. It's just like for transparency's sake, and so you know what is there to modify. You have those files in your repo. But let's say I want to change the logo, like everyone want to do at the top here. So it's where you would expect in the asset directory, but let's see where it's used. So I can do find in folder logo.svg, and we can see, okay, it's in the header. All right. So let's go to the header, and now I want to change this import and import my logo instead. So you see in every file there is a custom auto-generated comment that tell you, okay, this is not your file yet, but if you want to change it, just run this command, npx Keycloakify own, and it will tell Keycloakify to start tracking this, and you eject this file from the base code base. So now you see it's becoming green. So now I can modify it, and I can import my assets logo SVG, and voila, I have the custom logo that is applied. All right. Now, let's say I want to change the buttons. So let's try to figure out what page is the source of what I'm looking at currently. So it's a Create React app. It's a Vite React Router classical project. So there is a root file. For those who do React, you will not be very surprised to see that there is an index here, personal info. I can navigate to personal info. And if I'm correct, I should see at the bottom of the file somewhere a button with save. Okay, so here, I found it. Now I could own this file and replace the button, but I don't want to do that, because it would mean that I would have to replace and use a custom button everywhere, and I will end up owning the whole code base of this account UI. What I want to avoid at all cost. So what I do is I see, okay, where is this button imported from? And we can see it's imported from Patternfly React Core. But what Keycloakify does is, instead of importing directly from Patternfly Core, it re-exports this from an index that you can own, so you can overwrite the definitions with your own. So I'm going to own this index, and I'm going to create a custom button.tsx, all right, that I have somewhere here. All right. Okay, I have the custom button. I'm going to add some styles. Custom button module.css. All right, let's do that. Yes, this one. Okay. And here's the interesting part. I'm gonna export from my custom button as button. And by doing that, I overwrite the Patternfly React Core. And voila, I have my custom button that are applied everywhere without having to modify any things beyond. All right. So, okay, let me show you the last cool thing that I want to show. Git commit IAM update. All right, let me show you. I can npx Keycloakify initialize admin theme. And this will do effectively the same thing as the account theme because it's built with all the same library mostly and the same stack. And it will create an admin directory in my source folder. It just add a few more dependencies that are just used in the admin, like, well, Keycloak admin client, of course. I can npx Keycloakify start Keycloak again. And the very interesting thing here is that they have the Keycloak team extracted the definition of the base components like Keycloak UI shared and pattern in fly. So we can modify the components in admin, in account, and have them modified automatically in admin without having to make any change. So here, if you don't trust me, test user password 123. Okay, I can access, by the way, I should not be able to access the account UI here, but I have customized the test user so he can access everything. And here you can see I have my custom buttons that are applied and I haven't even changed anything. So very cool indeed, if you ask me. All right. Okay, stress relief. The live demo is over and it didn't crash at any point. So you can see I have a tremendous trust in my software. All right. Okay. Git add git commit IAM update. So you might be very worried about having like, how can I be sure that this will not break the next release of Keycloak? Like, this seem very insecure. I'm trusting you a lot on this. How can you guarantee that I'm not like shooting shooting me in the foot? Well, again, Keycloakify, its priority is making sure things work for you. So if you want, when Keycloak 28, 29, 30 comes out, you just have to update the last two version number of this module, and all the other dependency will be updated automatically. And you won't have to update your code because there is a special component here that is KC account UI loader from Keycloakify. And this component looks what version of Keycloak is running and implement the necessary polyfills of the API to make sure that even if you run an older version of the account on a newer Keycloak, everything works as expected. So yeah, this is one of the guarantee that we try to provide to our users. And if I push now, I should not, because there are gonna be a lot of people, if I don't delete this very quickly, that don't understand why the starter has changed so much and it doesn't make sense. There is now a strange button, but I just wanted to show you that here in the repo, it just tracked the header and just tracked so there is a lot of things locally, but in the repo, you can see it's not a fork. You've not forked the Keycloak UI. You've just like selectively changed exactly what you needed. And this is all the things that are tracked. Okay, so, well, Keycloakify at this point is pretty widely used. There is about 200,000 visits monthly on the documentation website. There is 100,000 download a month on NPM. And if you go on a website like Neon, you can see this is a custom Keycloak page made with Keycloakify. And yeah, so just a few words about me because I finished a few seconds early. I'm Joseph Garrone. I work for the French Public Service, the National Statistic and Economic Studies, the National Institute of Statistics and Economic Studies. We build a data science platform for large organizations that need to do EA research, AI research, and data science on premise with very sensible data. And Keycloakify was something that we needed to do in the context of Onyxia to provide a perfectly integrated user experience for Onyxia. You can see here when they will try to launch a service, they are redirected to page that is Keycloakify. And we want that all the organizations that deploy Onyxia can have their custom theme automatically. So like if I show you what we do with it, documentation, if I theme and branding, for example, is French government want to deploy their own Onyxia instance. When they click on login here, they have the French login. All right. If if it's on our platform, the orange theme, we have the orange theme. Onyxia Alpha. I can try here. You can see it's yet another theme with another font. And again, it's automatically adapted with a single theme that is like transported over dynamically. And this was the motivation. We needed that because we needed to ship a Keycloak theme alongside our project that was very adaptable. And after it grew into its own open source project. Okay, thank you very much for attending.